Welcome everyone with chapter. We are going to study water and electrolyte. Water is the most important compound in the human body and electrolytes were mineral water that working together with the water to maintain normal body function. In this lesson we will learn where water is present in body, why it is essential, how the body maintains water balance, what electrolytes to, and finally the hydration and how oral rehydration therapy works. That is what we will cover each chapter. First, we will learn the distribution of the water, is the body and the function of water. Then we will study water turnover and water balance, meaning how the body can and lost water every day and how keep the balance. Next we will learn about electrolyte and the electrolyte composition of body fluid and the dietary intake in electrolyte balance. Finally we will understand dehydration and it is catches an important treatment called oral dehydrogenation therapy, which is commonly used in diarrhea and food loss. Water is the most important compound of the human body. It is necessary for normal body function because almost every chemical reaction inside the body happens to in water. Chemical water is an inorganic compound with the formula H2O is an average adult water form around 55 to 66% of the body weight. As people become older, total water content reduced mainly because muscle mass decreases. Water is major electrolyte like sodium, potassium, and chloride are sometimes not included in the normal nutrient list, but they essential because the body must then form diet regularly. Now let us understand the distribution of water in body. The total body water is in a typical adult is around 42 liters, which is about 60% to body weight. This water is divided into two major compartments. The first is intercellular fluid or ICF, which is a main swimming water inside the cell. This is around 28 liters, which is about 65% of total body water. The second is extracellular fluid or ECF, which is the main water outside the cell, such as blood, plasma, and tissue fluid. This is around 14 liters, which is about 35% of total body water. So, because hair to body water is inside the cells. This slide shows water percentage in different organs. Some organs contain more than water than others. For example, the brain and heart contain about 73% water. The lungs contain about 83% water and the skin contains about 64% water. This helps us understand why dehydration can affect the brain quickly and why the water is very important for normal organ function. Now we will start the function of water. Water is a major constituent of all the body liquids such as blood, urine, saliva, and lymph. Water helps to regulate body temperature, transport nutrients, and remove waste products. Water is a medium of digestion and absorption. Without enough water, blood become thick and circulation become difficult and the body content cannot remove waste fat properly. Now we continue the function of water in simple words. Water helps in maintain body temperature, sweating and evaporation. Water provide lubricant, joint and reduce friction and between the bones. So joint movement become smooth. Water also protect organs and tissue by acting like a curtain. Water maintains the thickness and flow of blood plasma, so oxygen and nutrient can travel properly to cells. So water is not just a liquid; it is major working material of the body. Now we learn water turnover and water balance. Water balance means its body maintains an equal level of water intake and water loss over time. If water intake is less than water loss, dehydration occurs. If water intake to higher compared to loss, fluid overload can occur. The body constantly adjusts water balance through the kidney function, hormones, fat regulation. So the body has a strong control system of keep of water level stable. Now we study the mechanism involved in water balance. The first is the threat mechanism. When the body loses water, the blood becomes concentrated. Special center in the brain seems that create making the patient will deserve to drinking water. This natural warming the system. The second kidney regulation, where kidney control how much the water is lost is within kidney to produce more than concentration on urine to save the water when the body needs the conserved fluid. Now we learn about the fatty. Fatty which help the body cool down and removing excess heat. But excess fatty can catch water loss and electrolyte loss. Especially sodium and chloride. That is so why people working in hot environment and to heavy exercise to need more than water sometimes need electrolyte replacement. So certain is good cooling, but it's lead to the dehydration if water is not replaced. Now we study the factor affecting water in balance. Temperature is major factor is hot environment or during physical activity. Water loss and increase through the sweating and breathing. This increase in the need for water intake. Other factors include diet, activity level, illness like fever, vomiting, diarrhea, and certain medicine. So water requirement change from patient to patient and situation to situation. Now we begin electrolyte. Electrolyte minerals that dissolve in water and release ions which carry an electrical charge. Electrolytes were present in body fluid like blood, tissue fluid, and inside cells. The main electrolytes include sodium, potassium chloride, calcium, magnesium, and phosphate. Electrolytes help maintain fluid balance and also support nerve and muscle function. Without electrolyte, The body cannot maintain normal heartbeat, nerve signal, and muscles movement. This slide shows electrolyte composition of fluid. The main idea is that electrolytes are not distributed equally everyone. The extracellular fluid sodium and chloride are higher. In intracellular fluid, potassium and phosphate are higher. This difference is essential because it helps maintain cell function, cell volume, and electrical activity of nerve and muscles. Now we discuss dietary intake electrolyte. Electrolyte come mainly from food and drinking water. Sodium comes mostly from salt and processed food. Potassium is come from fruit, vegetables and legumes. Calcium and magnesium come from dietary products, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. Chloride come mainly with sodium as sodium chloride. Phosphate come from protein-rich food like milk and legumes. A balanced diet usually provides enough electrolyte, but illness, fatigue, diarrhea, or poor diet can cause imbalance. This slide contains electrolytes such as calcium and magnesium, which are found in dairy produce and leafy vegetables. Nuts and seeds are also good sources. Chloride and the phosphate are widely present in the food. So deficiency is less common with normal diet. The important thing is not only intake but also absorption and loss of the body. Now we learn electrolyte balance. Electrolyte balance means correct level of the electrolyte is blood and blood fluid. The body maintains the balance mainly through kidney and in hormones. If electrolyte becomes too high too low, it can affect nerve signal, muscle contraction, blood pressure, and heart rhythm. So electrolyte balance is essential for life. Now we see symptoms of electrolyte imbalance. Symptoms depend which electrolyte affected. Commonly symptoms include muscle weakness, muscle cramp, fatigue, irregular heartbeat, confusion, dizziness, and sometimes fluctuates and survey disease. That is electrolyte imbalance is taken seriously in clinical practice, established in patients with diarrhea, vomiting, kidney disease, and dehydration. Now we start the dehydration. Dehydration means that the body does not have enough fluid or carry out normal function. It can happen when water intake is low or when water is lost is high. Dehydration affects blood volume and circulation, and it also disrupts electrolyte. Dehydration can range from mildew to mildew. Hydrogen gases, the third and the dryness. Severe dehydration and can become dangerous and may need urgently treatment. Now we learn causes of dehydrogenation. Dehydrogenation commonly occurs due to excess fluid loss, such as heavy fatigue, frequent urination, vomiting, and escapable diarrhea. Fever also increases water loss. In diarrhea, that body loss the water and the electrolyte get together with many diarrhea-related hydrogen in very common and seriously escapable in children. That is very treatment to replace. bath water in salt. Novel and oral dehydrogenation therapy, also called ORT. ORT is simple and effective method of treatment dehydrogenation, escapable due to diarrhea. The key idea is that a mixture of water, sugar, and salt help in the intestine absorb water faster. Sugar is important because glucose helps in sodium absorption in the intestine, and when the sodium is absorbed, water flows follow the ORT, not just water. It is smart mixture of that important improve observation. This slideshow is simple format ORT solution method. ORT solution can made up by mixing clean water with sugar and salt in correct amount. The main purpose is not replace lost fluid and salt. However, it is important to use correct proportion and too much salt second can full and too much sugar can worsen diarrhea. So it's a real practice that suffers support which is using the standard ORS packet when available. Now we learn about ORS which stand for oral rehydrogenation salt. The oral rehydrogenation therapy is usually prevented and that treat dehydration mainly due to diarrhea involving drinking water with a amount of sugar and salt, escapable sodium and potassium. ORT can also be given through a nasogastric tube. It is needed. ORS contains four main constituents: sodium chloride, trisodium create potassium chloride, and glucose. The combination improved fluid absorption in intestine and they help restore lost fluid faster. So ORS is one of the most important life-saving treatment for dehydration due to diarrhea.